Hey guys, this is Dalton at Daltonian Staff Reviews, and today I thought we'd take a quick look at the Fansproject Function X-2 Quadruple U. Now real quick here, this is the packaging. Really nice looking teal box with the grid lines and everything, Function X. Here we got, just a little outline picture of Quadruple U himself, again in wolf mode. Back here you've got your warnings, again his name, another picture of his outline of his face, ages 16 plus, again his name. Get that out of the way. Let's focus on Quadruple U himself. And this is the Fansproject version of WeirdWolf. This could be either your classics WeirdWolf or a Generation 1 replacement, or if you've never had any version of him, this would be the one to get. And also the G1 version, so. Anything of these two is better than the one we got with that BotCon set. So, a very nice looking wolf, very nicely sculpted and molded throughout the whole thing. Really nice paint apps all through here. You got the clear cockpit, the gunmetal gray missile pods there, gunmetal gray on the inside of the ears, nice glossy red paint over the eyes, ridged on the top of the mouth. Got all of his teeth, the nose, and kind of would be like fur detailing right here, I guess. And for articulation, his head does move up and down. His jaw does open and close. Nothing as far as rotation or side-to-side movement. It would have been nice, but it's fine the way it is. Now, the only gripe I do have about articulation would be the tail. I wish there was some way to get this tail to be like, pose as if it were wagging or something. Just not a static, straight tail. He's also got shoulder articulation, just rotates here, 360. Rotates up here where the bicep would be, the elbow, the paw. On his back legs, he's got another ball joint here. You can see it right there. A hinge right here, and a ball joint right here, and then a hinge at the foot, or at the paw. Hey, not much else other for articulation. You got these little points which will come into robot mode. I'll get onto those later. For this piece, the cockpit, you flip this open. Pull this piece out to get it to there, and in here you've got his headmaster. For the American series, this was Monzo, and for the Japanese series, this would have been WeirdWolf. This would have just been a Transector. Very nicely molded. You can see the mouth plate, the eyes, the gold yellow chest piece, kind of an orange color. On the back you've got, it doesn't really hide his face too well, but it does work to kind of make it not appear so vividly as bad as the hardbone figure from Toy World. Had to think of the name there. But for articulation, you can see he's got full rotation in the arms, nothing at the elbows or the head, hinge at the thighs, goes all the way out, a little bit back. His knee does bend all the way. And for a size comparison, we'll bring in another Fansproject Headmaster, Target Master figure, and that is the sidearm. You can see he's a lot bigger than this guy. But it doesn't bother me with him being a weapon and him being a head, so get that guy out of there. And then back onto Quadruple U, you just want to close this. We'll go ahead and get onto the transformation. Just close those up. And here you want to split this apart. From back here, just split it apart. And the tail, you just pull that out. And it holds in through those two little tabs right there. That tab right into the back, right there. There's two little slots, right there and right there. We'll just split those apart. You want to straighten out these wolf legs. just like that. Pull this part of the foot up, well, what would become the robot foot up. Straighten this out to there. Same with the other side, just straighten it out. Then from here you can just move on to this piece here. We're going to flip this down. We'll rotate this whole section back, and that will also untab this chest piece. I'll flip back like that. You want to hold both of these as you rotate it back. Come on. Oh, you just want to untap it for now. Then pull from the shoulders here out. Grab back here and rotate up until it gets to there. Then you want to just tab this right over. See, right there's a little slot, and here's a tab for the wolf mode. There's the tab for the robot mode. That just tabs right down like that. These rotate down just like this. You want to rotate this piece to where this part is forward. This would be the crotch of the figure. You don't want it like that because you don't want that nasty screw hole there. So like that, plus you get a little bit better detail in through there. Again, keep those split apart. Down here you'd want to rotate this around to where the green part's on the inside and the black piece there is outside. Now for what I'm going to demonstrate later, I'll flip out the other one, but these will become something. Flip this down. Then back here you want to rotate around this way. And before I get there, see those two tabs right there? They will tab right into those little holes right there. Those little slot holes. So rotate up and around, and it just tabs right into place. You want to rotate the paw back just like that. And there you've got one of the legs. Do the same thing for this side, and for that little feature I was telling you about, you want to flip this up, just like that. Close this. Same thing the other side. Flip around. And it'll tab right in. Fold that back. Straighten out the toe. You want to come back here, rotate this all the way back. You want to make sure this cockpit is still open. Go ahead and close that. You want to rotate this wolf head back a little bit further. I'll explain that here in a moment. But, oh, forgot. You want to rotate these out and around. Rotate the paw down. And then rotate it here. It would be kind of like the wrist joint or the rotation joint of the elbow. I don't know. It's one of those joints. Hold it back around, just like that. Close it down. Rotate. Straighten everything out. There you've got Quadruple U without his head. How do we fix that? We've got this little guy. Now, what you want to be careful of is this piece right here, the visor. You want to pull that right out, just ever gently. Yep. Come on. Come on. There you go. It's on that side joint. You want to pull that out before you transform him, because that will snap if you don't. You want to rotate this down. And you've got most of the face. And close this down just like that. Rotate these down and up. Just down and up. Make sure that piece is back around like that. And there you've got the head mode for Quadruple U, and before I get any further, you can see right here the yellow eyes and the sculpting for the mouth. That is very nicely done. I really love that. Looks great. Especially with the visor, those yellow eyes coming right through the red visor. That is just astounding. I love it. And you take the little head for the smaller robot, it goes right into there. Just like that. Then you can take the sword, plug it into his hand. There you've got Quadruple U in his robot mode. And a very nice looking robot mode in my opinion. I love this thing. It's just one of the best things I've ever gotten from Fansproject, and I'm so looking forward to getting a hold of the other two figures, along with the upcoming Mind Wipe figure, whatever to name him, and Skull Cruncher. But yes, very nice looking figure. Love it. Still, just all that molded detail on his chest piece, all through his legs, the glossy red paint on his kneecaps. that aside, let's go ahead and go on to the transformation. He swivels at the head on that little turntable. Doesn't go very far because he's got very limited clearance here, and if you got the wolf head straight up, you can already see that's knee for the little figure stuck inside of there. I want to rotate that back a little bit further, that way you have more clearance to there. And that's the only gripe I have with the robot mode, that and the hands. I'll get to that in a minute. Just the way this gets in the way of the head and here. And he's also got shoulder joints just like in Wolf mode, 360 at the ball joint. He's also got a smaller little hinge joint in there, so instead of just coming out to here, hold this piece down and you get it a lot further out to there. So here it was before without it, well, right there. And here it is with it. So it doesn't do too much, but it does help it a lot. That's kind of redundant, but still. It helps it, but it doesn't do a whole lot. Like, it improves the figure. That's what I'm trying to get at. He's got bicep swivel, just like in Wolf mode. This one's a little bit looser. Bends at the elbow, not quite 90 degrees. That's another problem with articulation that I have. And then the hands, the only problem I have with the hands is this one is really loose. This one I haven't had any problems with coming loose or anything. It's still, they're pretty solid also because of the sword. Down in the hips, he's got very nice waist rotation, and it's not making any sounds like any of the other joints. It's just very nice and smooth. Now for the hips, come out about there. Rotates forward, back, rotates at the thigh, bends at the knee, a little over 90 degrees. He doesn't have any major ankle pivot, but he does have a little bit of up and down at the toes. Now, if I were to complain about something that this figure doesn't have, it would be that he doesn't have his little blaster that he had in the original G1 series. It's the only thing I have wrong with this guy as far as what he's missing and doesn't have from the original. But one thing I was about to get to is right here, you pull the sword out, and this is a 4mm peg, so it doesn't work with your 5mm peg figures, your Hasbro figures. Just him and Protector. Or Rodimus. But you see that little post in there, you can see a little cutout there and a little hinge right there. What you want to do is you want to open this up. You've got a little peg there. Right there you got a little hole. Slide that right into there just like that. All the way through and collapses, and now you got his sword sheathed. You also can do the same up here on both shoulders and the other thigh. I prefer it down here. It just looks better and more realistic. You know, it looks more plausible than on the shoulder. Pull that off. Get it out. Close it up. Put it back in his hand. It honestly looks better in his hand than it does anywhere else on him. Now for size comparison, here he is. And here is the Fansproject Protector Armor on Rodimus. So yeah, he scales pretty well. I mean, he's a little bit larger for a deluxe, like one of the larger deluxe sizes. And again, I'll show you what I was talking about with this. Now with these fist holes, they're 5mm pegs, but if you go back here, flip out the Rodimus hand, it fits. Oh, it should. Goes. I guess this is a little bit bigger than 4mm. Oh, never mind about that. But yeah, let's get him out of the way. Bring him back. But yeah, very nice figure. Highly recommend him. Pick him up if you can find him. I got him for 70 bucks, which with shipping, it's about 80 bucks. Yeah, not much else to say. Very nice figure. Highly recommended. Very good quality. I haven't had any problems with QC, paint bleeding through or anything. Everything's tight except for this one piece. But get them when you can. So, yeah. This has been Daltonian's TF Reviews, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.